My name's Brad Rourke. I'm president and CEO of Scottie Resources. Well, my goal is I'm going to rip through to get to slide 7 as fast as I can, and then I'll slow down there to try and fit this in with 10 minutes. There we go. We'll go through the forward-looking statement, as I'll be making forward-looking statements. And I'm gonna go really quick through the people involved, although I think it's one of the 3 most important things that we have with the company. I'll highlight a couple of guys on my board, one being John Williamson, who knows his way around junior mining quite well, has had lots of success. He's currently, well, he's got a few projects, but Benchmark is what he's working on right now, and he's having great success. And it's not too far away from where we're working on. Ernie Mass is also on my board, and both these gentlemen have been guiding me for a few years. On top of that, I don't want to put too much time in, and then my exploration crew with Thomas, I want to make a mention of, and then just the crew that we have running around. And it's, you know, I've been at this 5 years up in the area, and most of my surface crew and such, this is their 3rd season, so we're pretty happy to have a crew that understands the area, knows what they're getting into, and have experience. So what the flagship of what Scottie is the past producing Scottie gold mine. And it is situated in the Golden Triangle, or the heart of the Golden Triangle in Northwest BC. It's quite well-known area, especially as of late. It's been known for a long time, but you know, I neighbor Bruce Jack, I neighbor SCOT, which is the old Premier Mill. You've got lots of great stories up there with the Red Chris's and the Two Doors, Skeena, KSM is all in the area, and there's many to mention, but we'll just mention those for right now. One of the important things is we're road accessible. We're at the southern end of the Golden Triangle, and there's infrastructure, 7 kilometers of tunnels, the mill's still there, you know, the holding tanks, the rails, you can still push the cars on the tracks. When I first started in 2016, Scottie Gold was just 400 hectares. So in the last 5 years, we're close to 25,000, as you can see, in 2 mostly contiguous pieces. So they work well with each other, and it's very important to have adjoining lands. So we've got district scale potential here, and you can see my neighbors. There's Peridium, there's Ascot. Peridium's in the dark gray, and Ascot's in the light gray. I'm in the dark blue, or Scottie Resources in dark blue. And then I just highlighted the green because there's a lot of synergies with that company, and that's called AUX Resources, of which both Thomas and I have been helping out. And one can imagine the synergies we can do on the southern portions of those lands, as they all kind of fit nicely together. Another thing to note on our properties at Scottie is, for the most part, I'd like to say I'm 100% debt-free, but I owe a little bit of money on maybe 5% of those lands. But for the most part, they are extremely low on royalties, and we own them all outright with no further commitments. And so we've, again, it's taken 5 years, but we're in a very, very enviable position of really, really prospective land. There's a picture of the first 400 hectares. What I didn't appreciate then, that wasn't going to excite everybody, so it took a long time. But that's what the first 400 hectares looks like, and that's a picture of the Scottie mine. If you look at the yellow triangles going up, those are kind of the adits that follow the vein that they produced. One of the highlights of Scottie Gold was it actually recovered a ½ ounce per ton and only operated for 3 years in the early 80s. That's what got me excited about it. I live in the area. I'm in Smithers, BC right now, which is one of the closer towns to the Stewart or the Golden Triangle. But being the fact that it was a past producing gold mine that closed down just because of economics of the time, I didn't see a whole bunch of exploration in around the area. There was a whole bunch more production type drilling that happened. So we were able to accumulate all the lands around these areas, and again, expand it to get it to, you know, a size where bigger guys would be interested in. But for all those 25,000 hectares that we have, where you see the 5 dots there is where we're really 1,500 hectares is all we're really working in. About 95% of our work is going on right here at Scottie. And just checking on my time. Oh, I'm doing okay. So what we did is when we first went in here, we had a whole bunch of historic intercepts that you can see there, and they're all quite shockingly good. Lots of them are over 100 gram meter stuff, and some into 200 and 300 gram meters. So that's what we were working with. One of the first tasks we did is we took all this physical data, we modeled it, we went and relogged the core, and then we did our first drill program, just a small one, albeit last season. And you can see the intercepts that we highlighted, our best intercepts there with the asterisks. You can see the Scottie gold mine. We got an 11 over 11 meter. The Bend was a 73 gram over 4 meter. And in around the Blueberry there, we were pretty happy to find a 7.5 gram over 34 meter hole. So we were pretty successful. And that was with this 2,000 meters. Fast forward to where we are today. I'll complete a 7,000 meter drill program Wednesday. So we'll be finished. I'll be leaving this interview and we're going to go wrap up camp and stuff. So we've completed a 7,000 meter drill program, and it's really just on those areas. So those 3 areas that we're following up on: the Bend, the Blueberry, and the Scottie. And then we're drilling 2 brand new zones this year that have never been drill tested, one being the Domino and one being the 6 ounce zone. Switch off to here. Here's the Summit Lake, but there's the Domino zone that it's highlighted there, and the Lone Wolf is kind of close to the 6 ounce zone. But that was our first pass last year. There was no real min files to go look at. This land was held privately when we acquired it, and so we just had a team go around and walk the margins of the glaciers, because everyone hears about glacial retreat. So that was our first pass last season, and those are the surface samples we found on we're highlighting 4 or 5 zones there, and there's a few more. And then again this year, I think we found a few new ones. So we're really excited about the land, and on surface, it looks really exciting by anybody's standards. So this slide is where we could get excited, or we're excited, and this is the Domino zone over here, and you can see the cross-hatching where the Scottie gold mine, which produced a 1/2 ounce per ton in the past. That Domino zone over there is about 2 kilometers away, kind of almost directly west of the Scottie gold, and their east-west structures is what we're seeing across the property. So that's where we got a 536 gram sample last season. We got 63 of 34, 10 meters of 10 grams over 5 meters type thing. So really excited. So we drilled 15 holes into that this season. And that's this slide here. So never been tested. We put 15 holes, and there's our drill traces that you see, and we're following up. So that really excites us for this year. We're following up on those 3 zones that I discussed before, which had extraordinary results. We'll have a total of 7,000 meters drilled. About 1,500 of those meters are into that Domino zone. And I mean, gosh, I got 35 holes in the lab already. I'm still patiently waiting on drill results, but they're going to be immediate. So to kind of highlight, and I'm almost perfectly on time here, we've accomplished this 2020 season to 95% now. Like I say, we'll have 7,000 meters drilled. That news will be coming for the next 2-3 months. We are completed in low-level high-res EM survey. That's actually being flown as we speak. We did a bunch of IP over a bunch of select targets because SCOT was having lots of success with that. And so we're just doing what the smart guys are doing. And so we completed that 4 days ago. And so we'll be able to process that, that information. And then we had a good geological assassin ground crew out there. And you know, that Domino zone, I think we might have been able to extend that 500 meters in length. And because last year we only spent 3 days on it. And so this year we really hit it hard, and we found some new ones. So and not to get into my tailings because it's a whole other part of the story. So I think, you know, what we have is we're well funded. That'll be the last stage here. There's our share structure. It says we have about 4.7 million still in cash. We'll be spending a little bit of that, but we'll end up with a surplus. And I think the most important part is we've drilled. And so those drill results are coming soon. We're in the right area and we're following up on a super successful 2019. So with that, I think there's my 10 minutes, and appreciate everybody taking their time, and all the panelists, and let's all hope for a great season this season.